So we have the Two of Wands coming up. That's a crossroads. And it's where if you're in a situation, you can take it in a different direction. If you're looking for something new, it's now making choices that you can get behind with action. Nothing happens without our participation. Even if we're trying to manifest a dream, doing whatever, our action is required. That is one of the ingredients of how to get what you want. So when this guy stands here, it's not the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is where we logically make that decision. We decide what our truth is, right? It's all mental, logical energy. Two of Wands is a little different. It's not can you talk the talk, it's can you walk the walk. And it always encourages us. I always feel like the Two of Wands is encouraging us to take the path less traveled. To go into like uncharted territory. Somewhere we've never been before. To try something new. And yeah, that would give us pause, right? It's going to give us pause for a moment to think, oh, okay, what do I do? Where do I go with this? Now, I don't think the problem is what you're willing to do. I don't get that. I think the problem is how much you have to give to this or what you get back from it. Very earth sign kind of dilemma that you guys have there. And the thing with earth signs, and I'm not having a dig at you guys, I have a Virgo moon, so trust me, I get this. And I have a lot of earth signs in my life as well. The Princess of Pentacles, that's the Page of Pentacles. It's something small. The pages are always the very beginnings of that energy. They're the first court card, right? They don't have the experience of the knights who can really progress the situation. And they're definitely not the kings and queens who sit on their thrones. They have a kingdom. The pages, they would be like the messengers that run around with little messages. They hold the potential of the suit. Yes, they're like the aces. But we don't have all the information or the knowledge here to expand this. So, I mean, what is this? For each of you, that pentacle that she's holding, it's going to represent something different. For some of you, it's like, I want to take my business in this direction, but I don't really have the money to, I need money to invest into that. Or I'd love to go for that relationship, but I don't really have the time or the reason. It's your resources. What do you have to put into this? But that's not what the Two of Wands is asking you. That's not what the Two of Wands is asking you. Wands is the energy that we put out into the world. Only pentacles are physical. Cups are our emotions. Swords are our thoughts. Wands is passion, creativity, that energy, the action that we're willing to take. But pentacles are like our investments, our homes, our relationships, our jobs, all of that physical stuff that we can see, feel and touch that give us physical security and stability. And it feels like a disconnect here. Now, that may not just be from what you have to give to this endeavor. It might be that, yeah, I can take that course of action, but is it worth it if I'm only going to get this back? If I only get a little bit back? So this seems like a weighing up of those options coming up here. The thing with the Two of Wands is, if you're going to take the path less traveled, you actually don't know what will come up. You might be trying to look down the path and think, what's down there, but you won't know until you walk it. You won't know. And when you walk further down, if you don't get as much as you want or what you want out of it, that's where the faith comes in, the trust that I'll course correct. I'll go in a different direction. I'll try something new. But this kind of energy, sometimes it's like, no, I want to know exactly what I'm going to get out of this, or I don't want to go in that direction. But that's just it. You have the Chariot here. The Chariot is this need to propel yourself forward, to go forward. I want to move on. There's a reason that the Chariot is seen as the car, and it indicates road trips or traveling, because it's movement. Is how do we push this forward? How do I drive this chariot to victory? Well, how you do it is balancing head and the heart. But imagine you're at that crossroads. You've got these options. You've got two paths opening up ahead of you. What if your head wants to go in one direction? What if your heart wants to go in the other direction? Those two horses are going to pull apart. The chariot actually won't go anywhere. It'll hit a lamppost or something. So both of them have to be on the same page. Have to be on the same page. It's the Chariot's the card that comes in after the Lovers. And so there's the implication that your heart knows what it wants. Can you get your head on board? The other meanings of the Chariot card are, the stuff that you're actually very good at is discipline. It's routine, it's showing up and getting it done and using the momentum. And, it's the action, the drive, our own determination that we put into a situation to get it there. Now, this time of action of going forward, for some of you, you're listening to me and you're thinking, Jay, I can't do anything. There's nothing that I can do. And I get that. I know why that's happening, because you've got the High Priestess in the past. The High Priestess is a lot of things. Action oriented is not one of them. And when she comes up, especially when she comes up in the past, the foundation, she's reminding you that, you know, to trust your intuition. Whenever she shows up in a spread, she's saying, you know this. You may not know it at a logical level, but you know it at an instinctual level, at an intuitive level. Now, when she comes up, especially in the past, it's saying, trust yourself, that whatever's gotten you here, you did it right. Like, you know, we can regret or look back. No, this is about getting together, like exploring how you feel, exploring what your intuition's telling you. But have a look at her. She sits there. She sits there just knowing, but she doesn't actually act. This could be something that you've kept a secret, that you've been working on in secret. You know, she keeps us I always call her the keeper of all secrets, because that's what she is. She knows, that's what knowledge, you know, it's secretive knowledge. If you go back now, they teach in universities, but you know, going back hundreds of years, knowledge was seen as a gift. You know, you had to show that you were worthy of that knowledge. So it's that kind of energy that comes in here. She's also the teacher. So you may have learned something, you may know it in theory, but it's now putting it into practice. Which direction are you going to take this? You're ready to act. And that must be frustrating. I always think it's frustrating when you're in this place of kind of know what I want, or I have a gut feeling about this, and you're getting ready to go. The chariot's all fueled up, but horsed up and ready to go. But it's like, oh, I don't know. This is the spanner in the works here, this Page of Pentacles. Will I get enough back? Do I have enough to give to this? Now, I don't think it's so much about where you're going, because remember, the Two of Wands says a direction that you've not been in before. And the Page of Pentacles, the other thing with the Page of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles, is she urges you that if you keep putting in the work, repetition, pay attention to the details, keep putting in a little bit, sustained effort, you will go forward. You will go forward, but you must keep showing up and doing it. It will get you there. But it's not so important about where you're going. And that sounds ridiculous, because everyone's like, no, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's more about what you're leaving behind, because we have the Six of Swords coming up here. Now, the Six of Swords, the card before it obviously is the Five of Swords. So we're moving away from a horrible time. This could be where we've dealt with someone who was ruthless, and, you know, all of that kind of nasty energy comes up with the Five of Swords. But we're done with that. Done with the arguing, done with the conflict, done with selfishness, done with envy, because that Five of Swords is all of those things. They're ready to go. They're ready to move forward. And we always see them. Like, the focus is not so much on where they're going, because we can see bits of land here, but we don't know where they're going. We don't have a direct view of where they're going. All we know is that they're taking the lessons learned, and they're like, yeah, we're out. We're out of here. And that's why we see them leaving. It's more about what they're leaving behind. And it is a journey card. Whether that's a literal journey where we're traveling, going on vacation, moving house. Two cards of great movement coming in here. It's something that you might have been planning for a while. Or, you know, it's the internal journey, the emotional journey, the mental journey, that now you're ready to move on from whatever it was that happened. And it's not coming up here. This might have been that your faith got you through. Your faith has been getting you through this situation so far. But it's like, now I need some action. Chariot, I need some action. And the first place we move on is mentally. All right. So we know what we're done with. We know we're done with that. What have we learned from that? Good. Great. Now let's go forward. And I always say that because they take the swords in the boat with them. They take the swords in the boat. And if you have a look, it kind of obstructs their view. Like, he'd be able to see a lot clearer if those swords weren't in front of him. But that's just it. As filters, the experiences that we've had, they do affect where we're going. They do affect where we're going. So where did you get this idea from that you don't have enough to give to this, or that there isn't enough that you'll get back from it? Now, where you have, once you, and that's this week. Think about it. The present card, it's this week. It's what we're doing this week. The focus of this week. That's what the weekly readings are, focus. The rest of it just expands on that. I saw a lot of comments from people about the monthlies and the weeklies. Each reading, especially for the time, it's a different beast. We approach it differently. I pull dailies on social media. Those are a different beast altogether. They're all about our focus, our intention. What do we get out of that? How does that help us to keep focusing? To vibrate at the highest vibration that we can at all times, right? Nothing wrong with lower vibrations. We all dip down there sometimes, but then we rise up again. Now, by doing that, what are they moving on towards? The Page of Cups, the Princess of Cups coming up here. So look at the difference between these two. I always see them as, you know, children. If you, they're princesses, but if these were little kids playing around in the playground, this is the neat one who'd get all the work done. So we're not meant to do that, or let's sit and read a book, or let's do our homework. That's the Page of Pentacles. This one would be the innocent one saying, no, let's go play this game. It's fun. Or so-and-so's here. We can go play, you know, whatever. Because it feels good. Very innocent. No shoulds. Wants to do it because it feels good. What is the emotion there? What are your feelings telling you? Because don't forget, we go forward with our head and our heart. Your head's made its peace about something. So what is your heart calling you towards now? Don't worry about the guarantee. There aren't any guarantees. Even when people give us guarantees, there aren't any. Because those guarantees can be broken. Just ask anyone that's ever been divorced. You know, that was till death do us part, really. So, you know, that kind of energy. That follow your heart. Does it feel good? That's how we check in with ourselves. Does this feel good? How do I nurture this feeling good? That's the key. What would make you feel good? If nothing makes you feel good, what would make you feel good? Because this is kind of element of almost of a new love coming in. And I don't mean that as romantically. I know a lot of people think love is just romance. It isn't. That's the inner child. That's feeling love. It can be romantic, of course. You know, that can be the expression of emotions. The Page of Cups, Princess of Cups. But it's not just that. It's how do we nurture and grow that feeling good? Let our emotions go. And you got the Three of Cups coming up as your advice. And this is community. This is support. This is love. This is our inner circle. This is celebration of life. I always see that. That they have all this abundance around them, like the harvest is coming. And I'm saying that you guys are that's the sign for, symbol for Virgo, right? The harvest maiden. All that. And you celebrate the harvest. You celebrate the abundance. You share it with people that love and support you and that you support and love. Now, this might be that, so whatever you've been keeping secret, it's now time to tell people. Or it's now time to, because there will be people that support you. Especially if there's a decision to make. And they might just, you know, if, I'm trying to think, because it goes from a very practical, what do I need to do? What do I know? How do I balance my head and heart? How do I go forward? To, hey, look, we're moving on. Let's celebrate the emotional aspect. So let's have a look. Why is that Three of Cups coming up? To help you see the potential. To help you see the potential of something. But also, remember I said keeper of secrets. There are no secrets when the sun comes up. Everything gets revealed. Good, bad, ugly. But the point is, even when we see ugliness, even like if you were stuck in your house and the lights hadn't been working for a week, then the lights come back on. Right? And the first thing you're going to notice is, oh, damn, that's a mess there, or that's been left over there. No one saw that. You're going to see what's wrong. But you also now have the light to clear things up, to walk around. You know, I always see this. I've said this to Leo as well. The bird's eye view of the maze. You know where the dead ends are, but you also know the routes that you can take out of there. And it's through working with other people, celebrating with other people, allowing love and support in, as well as giving it. Connections with our loved ones. You know, it's not that whole one-on-one. And a lot of times I'm going to say, if you're looking for a romantic love, because that usually comes up as the advice for people who want romantic love, and they feel isolated and they feel lonely, and, you know, I know all the stuff and I know I'm ready and I'm ready to go explore a new emotion. I always say, go and meet people. And they always say to me, Jay, I don't want a friend. Yeah, I know. Go meet some friends. Go hang out with people that you love. It raises your vibration. It helps you to see the potential. Talk about your dreams. So many people do not talk about their dreams. Because they're like, well, what if it doesn't happen and then I look stupid? No, you don't look stupid. Not to the people that love and support you. And so with the sun coming up, it's about seeing the potential. Seeing the potential. You have a gut feeling about something here, but it's about bringing it into the light. Maybe that for some of you, that's the literal choice this week. Do I say this, or do I make this clear now? Do I, take that action and everyone's going to know what I'm trying to do? But it's if it makes you feel good. That's the point here. If it makes you feel good, the people that love you, they'll see the happiness within you. But this can get too practical, and we can't forget our heart in that. The Chariot also tells us that everything has to be aligned, right? Head and heart working together. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. Now, it seems kind of obvious to say that, but there are so many people that don't even believe they deserve it. I talked about it this week on Instagram. A lot of the times I get people saying to me, I need a miracle. I need a miracle. But the thing is, they say they need a miracle when they just believe nothing can happen. They want the universe to prove them wrong. They've almost given up. There's no way forward, right? And that's not that drastic for a lot of you. Some of you just need to remember who you are. Look, you are the high priestess. You have the knowledge. You have the instincts. You have that gut feeling, the intuition. Especially those of you, we're all intuitive. You don't have to be a tarot card reader to be intuitive. We're all intuitive. We all have that divine guidance. That's our emotions. We always know. But when we don't know what to do or which choice to make, we're saying, I don't trust my ability to deal with the outcome if it comes out another way. Love who you are. You will always have your back. And loving who you are means loving your inner child too. And your inner child doesn't always just want the practical and how to work. It wants fun. It wants to laugh. It wants to giggle. Yeah, change in the wind. There's a course correction, a change in the direction that you're going. You can handle it. If you love who you are and know that I deserve this, I deserve to get something different, or I can manage a new direction. Because a change in the wind says that is when we can sense something's coming in. And maybe you've been feeling it for a while. I often say this, I include myself in this. Intuitive types, people that, especially readers, other psychics or intuitives or whatever, they're the worst people sometimes because we can sense things coming a mile off. Maybe you can. But it's like, where is it? Where is it? I'm looking for it. I don't see anything. There's hardly anything coming towards me. Trust it. Don't be afraid of it. And a change in the wind is also, you change direction too. Imagine going against the wind. If the wind takes you in a different direction, go with that. I know I don't always read that card that way, but I'm getting it that way in this reading. Because a change in the wind is good. And sometimes it can feel like a storm coming up. Once it's passed, though, it clears the air. It clears the air. And we can have this amazing plan, Princess of Pentacles, where we think, I want it this way. I know the details of it. But this is like, well, if you go a different direction, if you let go of the attachment to the end result that you had and kind of go in that direction that, your experiences tell you, and say, look, as long as we leave that shit behind and go in another direction, doesn't matter where we go. You might find a new love. And I mean that in the purest sense, new love, something that you love. Dearest you, the common sayings, be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being attached to specific outcomes. Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of many co-creators here to play, and we have many ideas about how all this should play out. Just know that outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely, or will it straitjacket you? It's your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan. Loving you always and forever. Now it talks about Spirit having a plan. I feel like you have a plan too. At this point, which this is that intuition, right? It's the unseen stuff. The Hierophant is the earthly representation of the High Priestess, but she's the ethereal. She's the energy. She's the spirit. She's the tarot card reader. It's all of that kind of energy, the unseen. Are you trying to take something that's unseen and turn it into, like, you're trying to find the physical representation of that. But then maybe we need to move on from something with that Six of Swords coming up. This is a card of change. It is, I'm sorry, this is a reading of change. It is of change. But change to what? And are we looking towards the light and the potential? Or are we looking at what's not there? Like, you know, it's too little, or I don't have much to give to this or that. And it's, at the end of the day, when we love who we are, and that's key here, whether we want change, whether we want more love, whether we want whatever, if we can do that for ourselves, to ourselves, we will always see that outside in the world. And, you know, for things to adjust and change, remember, we're co-creators. While that change is taking place, while things are adjusting, they can feel like we're stuck in a storm. Once that storm clears, we can do it. We can move forward. And that's what this is, moving forward. Change. It's more about not things changing around you. I think when we say change, people think everything around them changes. It's more about moving forward. What can I do to move forward, to take the next step? What choices can I make? And maybe going in a completely new direction is there. Because at least, you know, if I don't see the potential in the other way, well, anything can happen, right?